When it comes to sports, there are a ton of inappropriate things that go on during games, but we mostly see these in men's sports, and many people can't help but wonder what inappropriate moments happen in women's sports. Well, have you tried watching women's sports? Probably not. So in today's video, we're going to show you some of the inappropriate moments in women's sports. Daria Gavrilova. Daria is a Russian tennis star who began her career professionally in 2015. Didn't take up a year before she had an inappropriate moment on the tennis court. In 2016, Daria made a comeback win in her third-round victory over French player Kristina Mladenovic, and the press couldn't help but ask how she made such a comeback win. A 7 News reporter approached her to ask about the game, and she had a quite embarrassing slip-up. She said, I'm good from behind. Oh, it didn't take a while for her to figure out what she said, so she put her hands across her mouth, feeling embarrassed about the situation. Whether or not she was embarrassed, the Australian Open crowd couldn't help but burst into laughter over what she said. Jelena Jankovic flirts with ball boy. One interesting thing about the tennis court is there are cameras everywhere. I guess tennis player Jelena Jankovic didn't pay attention to the cameras as she flirted with the ball boy. She had all the telltale signs. In a video that was released, Jankovic and the ball boy were sitting next to each other, and he appeared to be telling her something which made her laugh. What better way to get a woman than to be funny? Jankovic went on to do the classic hair flip and water sipping while still laughing at his jokes. Their connection at this time was all over the place, and she certainly couldn't hide it. Jankovic didn't stop at the hair flipping. She went on to adjust the ball boy's cap. Hello, miss. He should be doing that. They both shared a laugh after they did that, and then she offered him a towel. Their flirting session, however, ended when her partner, Jamie Murray, returned to his seat. The crowd behind them was beyond shocked by the flirting they had just witnessed. I'd like to think the chemistry between Jankovic and the ball boy went beyond what the camera showed. What do you guys think? Woman hit with ball on the face. Many of us have been in a situation like this, running across a soccer pitch, and in a minute a ball comes running across your face. The story wasn't any different from this young Latina soccer player, only this time I'm pretty sure whoever shot that ball had a tough time with her. While having an interview with the reporters, a ball hits a female soccer player across the face. Without any patience, she jumps back onto the pitch, going in search of who kicked that ball. I hope that person didn't get beat up because she seemed pretty pissed. Awkward position on basketball court. Falls and dribbles are inevitable in basketball games, but sometimes the falls that come after a dribble could be pretty awkward. Take these women for example. This fall went from hurtful to inappropriate in 0.1 seconds. While playing at a basketball game, a player tried to dribble the other, and they both ended up falling to the floor and in a very awkward sexual position. How inappropriate is that? If it stopped at the fall, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal, but it didn't stop there. While trying to gain her balance, the player at the top mistakenly dropped both hands on the other player's breasts. Two players shared a very shocking and awkward look before they jumped back into reality to continue the game. Lisa Devana mixed up her water bottle. Now, if this happened to a child, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I guess what makes it inappropriate is that it happened to a grown woman. During the 2016 Olympics, the Australian women's soccer team played against Brazil, and Brazil won the match. However, when the game was ongoing, the Australia women's team wasn't exactly enthusiastic about the match they were losing. I guess this got in the way of Lisa Devana, as her head was no longer in the game, and neither was it here on Earth. Where was it? Well, I asked myself that question too. Anyway, Devana was offered a bottle of water from one of her teammates, but instead of drinking from the open top, Devana tilts the bottle to start drinking from the bottom, and the inappropriate part is she didn't even notice that water wasn't pouring in her mouth. How sick is that? Luckily for her, her teammate quickly realized what would happen and tilted the bottle the other way around. 4 falls and 1 goal. Now, this is a good day for England, but a pretty embarrassing day for Mexico and quite inappropriate for women's sports in general. Here's what went down. During the U20 Women's Cup match, Mexico's Emily Alvarado tripped England's Lauren Hemp, who tried to score a goal against Mexico. Hemp was, however, able to score as she fell over the goalkeeper and onto the ball before it slipped out from underneath her and into the net. Not everyone could understand what was going on in the pitch, pitch at that very moment, as it happened very quickly. All they could tell was that there were 4 women on the ground, and each of them had quite an embarrassing fall, and the ball still made it into the net. Just how crazy is that? Inappropriate message. When you think about this, a person's muscles could hurt anywhere and it will require massaging to relieve the pain. Well, that doesn't seem inappropriate now, does it? You see, it becomes an issue when an inappropriate message is given on international live TV. A clip was shown on TV of a female player receiving a massage in her inner thighs from a masseur while on the court. The man was seen touching her inappropriately on her legs, but she didn't seem to have a problem with it. Now, was it okay with the player didn't have an issue with the masseur, or was it plain inappropriate to happen at all? Goalkeeper doesn't stop goal. Okay, so here's what happens in a typical soccer game. The players run around in the ball, try to push it into the opponent's goalpost, and the opponent's goalkeeper tries to prevent the ball from entering the goalpost. I'm just saying this in case this female goalkeeper happens to be watching this video right now. In this inappropriate moment, the goalkeeper was seen just staring at the ball as it rolled past her and into the net. Guess what? She only tried to chase the ball after it had rolled into the net. Now, how weird is that? Pretty awkward if you ask me. WWE or soccer? If you're a fan of wrestling, you'll certainly enjoy seeing Roman Reigns doing the spear attack during a fight when you see the spear happening on a football pitch. Things could get really confusing. I guess this soccer player must have watched a wrestling match before coming to the game because he seemed to forget that she was on a soccer field and not a wrestling ring. Must have been quite the horror to be the player who received the spear. Remember guys, don't practice wrestling at home, in school, or on a soccer pitch. Female weightlifter. Must have been a pretty tough day for this guy at the gym as he watched a female weightlifter pull up a barbell 10 times heavier than his own. You see what makes this inappropriate and somewhat funny? This young lad was having a pretty good day, feeling very confident in himself as he pulled his weight up. Pretty confident until this female weightlifter pulled up and she lifted a super heavy barbell with very minimal effort. May have been inspiring to the man, who knows? He just stood there watching her in awe and at the same time lifting his own weight. Football player dancing in lingerie. How appropriate is it that women play sports in lingerie? Quick answer, not appropriate. But here we have it. These women are seen playing football in nothing but bikini bottoms, sports bras, shoulder pads, and a helmet. Now, it was a bit awkward, but people still went on to enjoy the game until something more inappropriate happened. After one of the teams made a win, the game went to a whole new level as one of the players started to do the worm on the field. It goes down as one of the most awkward and inappropriate moments in sports history. Wrong shot put swing. During a game of shot put, a female shot put player made a wrong swing that may cost a man his ability to have kids forever. While swinging the ball, it mistakenly hit one of the officials in the genitals, and boy did it hurt bad. Which of these moments do you think were the most inappropriate moments? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the little notification bell for this channel with loads of exciting content for you.